Let me go deep with you here. Are you just a talented wide receiver, or are you the kind of player who can carry an entire franchise on your back? Because when CeeDee Lamb steps onto the field, he isn't just running routes. He's making a statement, one catch at a time, to the league, to the fans, to the critics, and maybe even to the Cowboys themselves. You see, CeeDee Lamb didn't just arrive in Dallas. He exploded onto the scene with swagger, precision, and with something few players have: control. Control of tempo, control of space, control of the moment. And in a league flooded with elite talent at wide receiver, the question is no longer if CeeDee Lamb belongs in that top tier. The real question is, can CeeDee Lamb be the player who finally leads Dallas back to a Super Bowl? Let's go back to the beginning. CeeDee Lamb was born on April 8, 1999 in Opelousas, Louisiana. He moved to Houston after Hurricane Katrina, and that storm, literal and symbolic, shaped him. His football journey really began at Foster High School in Richmond, Texas, and from the start, he was a problem. By his senior season, CeeDee had 98 catches, 2,032 yards, and 33 total touchdowns. He was fast, smooth, electric after the catch, but it was the craft that separated him. Lamb didn't just rely on speed. He set defenders up, he understood leverage, and he turned routine plays into highlights, and broken coverages into nightmares. He was a 4-star recruit, and he committed to the University of Oklahoma, and that's where he really leveled up. At OU, CeeDee Lamb became a household name. As a freshman in 2017, he put up a solid 807 yards. In 2018, alongside Kyler Murray, he exploded for 1,158 yards and 11 touchdowns, but 2019 was the year that CeeDee Lamb broke the matrix. 1,327 yards, 14 touchdowns, averages of over 21 yards per catch. Every week he turned into a human highlight reel. One-handed grabs, slant and go routes, broken tackles. CeeDee was a video game glitch in real life, and NFL scouts took notice. He declared for the draft after his junior year and was widely regarded as the most complete wide receiver in the 2020 class. But now here's where fate gets interesting. The Dallas Cowboys were not expected to draft a receiver. They had Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and bigger needs, like defense, O-line depth, and an edge rusher. But when CeeDee Lamb fell to pick number 17, Jerry Jones couldn't help himself. And just like that, CeeDee became a Cowboy. From the moment he put on that star, Lamb's impact was immediate. As a rookie in 2020, he had 935 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns, countless toe-tap sideline grabs, and a breakout on national TV against the Vikings. And that was with Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci throwing him passes after Dak Prescott went down. CeeDee wasn't waiting to be great, he just was. By year 2, the connection with a healthy Dak came alive. 1,102 yards, 6 touchdowns, more versatility, lining up outside, in the slot, motion, you name it, he did it. He wasn't just a playmaker, he was a chess piece, and by 2022, he had ascended. 2022 was the year CeeDee Lamb established himself as a wide receiver 1 in every sense. 107 catches, 1,359 yards, 9 touchdowns, a Pro Bowl, second-team All-Pro selection, and a playoff win over Tom Brady and the Bucs where he racked up 68 yards and a score. He was the engine of the Cowboys offense, and he did it all while being bracketed, shadowed, and keyed on by safeties. The Cowboys lost to the 49ers again in the divisional round, but CeeDee's stock only rose. He was still getting better, still evolving. And then came 2023, his magnum opus. 2023 wasn't just great for CeeDee Lamb, it was historic. A Cowboys franchise record with 135 catches, 1,749 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns, multiple 100-plus yard games down the stretch, and a 13-catch, 227-yard masterpiece against the Philadelphia Eagles. He was uncoverable, precise, dominant. CeeDee Lamb didn't just put himself in the top 5 wide receiver conversation, he kicked the door open and sat at the head of the table. And for a moment, it looked like Dallas might ride that momentum somewhere special. But then came 2024. Everything fell apart. The 2024 season was supposed to be the one. The Cowboys had continuity, talent, and one of the best wide receiver quarterback duos in the league. And CeeDee Lamb was still in his prime, but instead, it was a season of chaos. The Cowboys limped to a 7-10 record, missing the playoffs. The offense stalled late in games. Dak Prescott missed most of the season with a partially torn tendon. The defense regressed, and the pressure that had built for years imploded. And yet, through all the dysfunction, CeeDee Lamb was still CeeDee Lamb. 101 catches, 1,194 yards, 6 receiving touchdowns, 3 games with over 100 yards receiving, and 2 of those coming with backup quarterbacks. He was a captain, a leader, a bright spot in an otherwise dark year. He was the constant, but the real question lingers. Is CeeDee Lamb good enough to elevate the Cowboys all the way when everything else around him is falling apart? So let's break it down. In terms of route running, he's one of the cleanest technicians in the league. He can beat man, zone, and press coverages. His releases have nuance, and he wins with timing. And he has an elite understanding of leverage and spacing. His hands are naturally soft, and they rarely drop catchable passes. He also makes tough grabs in traffic and spectacular grabs on the sideline. His yards after catch ability is deadly in the open field. He accelerates instantly after the catch and breaks tackles, sheds arm tackles, and knows how to angle towards space. He has incredible versatility, being able to play the X, Z, and slot receiver positions. He's used in motion, jet sweeps, and screens, and can be your number one or the decoy to open up everyone else. And his mental makeup is built on unshakable confidence. He plays through pain, doesn't shrink in big games. In fact, he rises in them and holds himself and his teammates accountable. But here's the thing, you don't just plug in a CeeDee Lamb, you have to build around him. He gives you margin for error, he gives you explosive plays when nothing else is working, and he gives your quarterback trust, a real safety net, but also a ceiling raiser. And now, with a new offensive coordinator coming in and Dak's future still a little unclear, Lamb might become even more valuable. Because the one thing you can count on is that he's going to produce every single week. So now we ask the question again, can CeeDee Lamb elevate the Cowboys to a Super Bowl? Well, not by himself, nobody really can. But is he good enough to be the driving force on a championship offense? Absolutely. He's not just a product of a good system, he is the system now. He's the one defensive coordinator's game plan against. He's the one who draws doubles and still wins, and he's the one who can break a game wide open with a single route. And in an NFC that's wide open, if the Cowboys build smart, if the quarterback play holds up, and if the play calling finally matches the talent, CeeDee Lamb can absolutely lead this team to a deep playoff run, and maybe, just maybe, all the way to the finish line. So let's go back to the beginning. Are you just a wide receiver, or are you the reason people still believe this franchise can win it all? For CeeDee Lamb, the answer is simple. He's not just a receiver. He's the standard. Crafted like a technician, powered by passion, and built for Sundays. And if the Cowboys ever do make it back to the Super Bowl, there's a good chance CeeDee Lamb will be the reason why.